Hey everyone, welcome to a special edition of Frozen Oil. My name is Rich, and welcome Wayne.
Hello, Richie. How are you?
Good, you?
Pretty good.
Good. I've been better though, I'll tell you. And I just
Yeah.
want to I just want to preface this episode here. We're not a political channel. We're a hockey channel, and I've always thought the best thing ever is to keep politics out of sports. Sports is something to unite people of all backgrounds, all ideologies, all races, all colors, everything. That's what sports does, is it brings people together. But as we all know, there was an election south of the border, and safe to say the most important Oiler of all time was spotted attending a Trump victory party. And it's just amazing. It's amazing, and I wanted to shed some light on this. It's just amazing, some of the comments that have been brought up about Wayne Gretzky and his family for attending this party. And we're just going to get right into that. So NHL legend Wayne Gretzky wears MAGA hat and at Trump party sparks social media meltdown. And these are some of those comments. If you know any wine drinkers, make sure to let them know to boycott his winery, Wayne Gretzky Estate 99. You heard it. You heard Kelly. Gretzky's a MAGA. Boycott his winery. And then this one here, Wayne Gretzky is not the beacon of morality and common decency that many Canadians seem to believe or would like to believe. He's a conservative business person and acts like it. He's not a noted philanthropist, which I disagree with, for example, nor does he help advance any causes to help make people's lives better. He serves his own interests, and that's it. Wayne Gretzky has done so many things in his career, before and after his hockey career, and we can touch on that after. Here's another one. Whoa, Wayne Gretzky attended Trump's victory party. Not sure that this guy is the Canadian icon and encapsulation of Canadian values that many think he is. The first red flag was his very partisan support for Stephen Harper's Conservatives starting in the mid-2000s. No thanks. Wayne Gretzky is a known conservative. He's a known conservative. Where's everybody been for the last 20, 30 years? At Wayne Gretzky now, more than ever, I cannot wait until Alex breaks the record of this asshole who put his personal financial interests over doing the right thing. Fuck you, Gretzky. Here's another one. Gross. Gretzky is no longer on my good people list. Here's another one. Hey, Wayne Gretzky, feel free to stay in Florida. Keep sucking up to the fascists wannabe dictator and stay out of Canada. And then this person replies, well said. Fuck Wayne Gretzky. Here's another one. I never liked Gretzky, so this is all pretty cool for me. Here's probably one of the worst ones. So disappointed in the Gretzky family. I looked up to you since I was a child. You were the role model for decency and family. All my memories are now tarnished, and I will no longer think of you as one of the greats on and off the ice. I mean, it's crazy. We're gonna focus on one here at the end, but it's just crazy. This one from Mike Gibbs is probably another horrible one. Wayne Gretzky has brought shame to Canada. The Order of Canada should be withdrawn. He's a disgrace for many reasons, not just for his embrace of fascism, white supremacy. He's also a gambling profiteer, which is literally killing Canadians. We need to disavow him. Wayner.
Unbelievable. Listen, We decided to bring you a special episode today. We're not normally we come on here and we talk, either Rich or both of us come on here and we talk about Oilers and we recap the game from the night before or whatever the previous game was. But tonight we felt we needed to give you a special episode because Wayne Gretzky is obviously an Oilers alum, greatest, if not, he's the greatest of all time.
He's the GOAT of hockey, period. That's undeniable. And
right. And on top of that, he's one of the most successful Canadians ever. It's someone that we should be proud of, and he's one of our own. So you attack one, you attack all. When you were reading those comments, like, none of this stuff is any of their business. If you choose to go to a political rally or a political party's celebration party, it's really none of anybody else's business. You're free to do what you want. That's why we have democracy. That's why we live in a democracy. That's why our forefathers and so many great Canadians in the past have fought for our freedoms. And same thing in the United States. If the man wants to go to a political party celebration of his choice, he has the right to do that. Just because you don't agree with it doesn't call for all these comments to be put online. So, I don't hear anyone else coming out here and defending him doing that, at least that I've heard anyways. So we felt the need we had to jump on here and do it. And that we are. First of all, again, like I said, it's none of your business. Stay out of the man's business. It's he's not doing anything representing you. He's representing himself and his family. He chooses to do that. If he decides to wear a MAGA hat, he decides to wear a MAGA hat. Democracy and freedom is free speech. We have the right to free speech. If the man wants to go express himself, he and his family, he has a right to do so. The problem I have is when just because you don't agree with it, it doesn't mean that you should continue to defend it. If you are whatever party you vote for, or whatever person you want to support, or whatever party you want to support, that's fine. But we have an elected system, just like the United States does, and if your party doesn't win, somebody you looked up to is siding the other way, that's part of freedom of speech. That's part of democracy. He's allowed to do that. He doesn't owe you anything. He doesn't owe us fans anything. So part of being tolerant is being tolerant towards other people's views. And if we can't do that, then what do we have? What are we left with?
Yeah, and I mean, that's another reason why, we went back and forth, Wayne, on whether we should even do this. And I think we both feel it's just so important in a democratic society. What makes us so lucky to live in Canada is you have a right to vote for whoever you want. And it's nobody's business who you vote for.
Yes.
And, I don't even think anyone even knows who he voted for. He attended an event with his family. He could have voted for anybody. And that's kind of the point that we're trying to make here is I just can't see why everyone is going to try to discredit the greatest hockey player of all time. And I'd be saying this if he played for the Calgary Flames. I would be saying this if he played for the Toronto Maple Leafs. I would be saying this if he played for the Montreal Canadiens.
We'd be saying it if he wasn't a hockey player.
It's just ridiculous to me, the comments that have been made towards Wayne Gretzky, people trying to do some sort of a boycott to. He has been a conservative forever. Before he launched his wines, before he launched his whiskey, before any of this stuff that he's done, that's his political view, that's his upbringing, and that's what he chose. And You have the right to choose in a free and democratic society. And I just think that something needs to be said about that, because if you don't say anything about that, it gets to a point where we're going to go back here, Wayne, to really what really pushed me to want to do an episode on this was, and this person lives in Toronto, Canada, and as you can see here he is with his family at the event. But you know, somebody quotes this picture: "F you, Gretzky, once a Canadian icon, you're now embarrassment to Canada." Like that's crazy to me. I'm Canadian. He went to this thing. It's none of my business what his political party is, and it doesn't matter who I vote for or you vote for, Wayne. You know, whoever wins,
still
wins.
A Canadian icon. He's still a Canadian legend.
Of course. But this was the one that really bothered me the most, because because of this event. You know, because of the fact that he attended this event, this JB Polsky, who claims he's a political fact checker, TED speaker, author, independent, blah blah blah. So this person goes and now the entire sport of hockey is being attacked. And I just want to quickly read this. Here's the thing a lot of Canadians don't want to accept. Our hockey culture is bad for our country. A large part of the conservative momentum in uneducated white men is perpetuated by hockey culture and broader contact sports. A lot of famous hockey players are right to far right ideals and have right to far right ideals and tendencies. The hockey culture in Canada, in my opinion, fuels the pipeline thanks to prominent people in the sport, spreading it around through coaching and mentoring. While sport, I believe, is a great tool to stay healthy, active, and can teach valuable life lessons, it's plagued by people using it to shape mainly young men into a certain type of person. Most do it indirectly, some do it purposely. We also are not blind to this. It's shown in pop culture with jocks, and even shows like Letterkenny help push the stereotype for better or for worse. This is why I'm not surprised to see Gretzky at a Trump event or something broad like the NHL banning of Pride tape or whatever. It's a systematic issue in a hockey culture to breed this type of Canadian that is glorified in our culture. Meanwhile, that person is the system creates is a woman-hating, sometimes abusive, R-word slurring man who is told he is the next Gretzky so he doesn't get an education, but then ends up working in some shitty job that he isn't happy in. Just look at Hockey Canada.
Author.
I mean, this guy rambles on, Wayne.
This guy's an author. He calls himself educated.
This is just amazing to me. It's amazing to me to read what this guy wrote. And then he keeps on going to the single woman reading this. You know the person I'm talking about, lifted truck, hockey fanatic, usually a picture of his truck or him holding a fish in his profile picture. It's a shame because I love now all of a sudden he loves playing hockey. And I enjoy the sport, but the system around it at the professional level isn't helping our society. Instead, it's creating a person that is vulnerable to propaganda because he spends all of his time at the rink instead of learning the world. We need to stop glorifying this culture in Canada if we will ever want to progress forward into a more accepting society. So
what a terrible take. What a terrible
It's horrible, Wayne. I know a lot of people. I live in Alberta. You live in Alberta, Wayne. We know a ton of great people that have lifted trucks, okay? And that's not going to be my main argument back to this person. But hockey is always evolving. But the culture of hockey is fantastic. Any sport you go to, there's going to be good and bad things. But the culture of hockey is predominantly run by hockey mothers. When I take my kid to minor hockey, it's 80% or higher the mothers that are handling these children. And this guy wants to go and say that if you're a male and you go play hockey, you're going to come out and become this woman-hating, R-word slurring, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's a huge what bugs me is how can somebody go to this level to write this entire thing and bash the entire sport of hockey and want to ban contact sports and this and that because Wayne Gretzky attended a Trump victory party with his family. Like, it's crazy. And we got to be careful. Like, we got to be careful with, how one thing can lead to another. We cannot take this freedom for granted that we have, Wayne. And, I'm not saying Wayne Gretzky's the best person on earth, but as an Oiler fan, he's the greatest Oiler of all time. As a hockey fan, he's the greatest hockey player of all time. As a Canadian, he's one of the greatest Canadians of all time. He's our Olympic torchbearer in 2010. He's won so many honors, sacrificed so much time for the sport, made so many donations. I mean, to go out and say all this stuff about Wayne Gretzky, it's just ridiculous. And I just don't think we should just sit here and be quiet. I mean, Wayne,
it's stereotype all hockey players.
It's crazy
for one man going to a political party's victory party, I guess, is a ridiculous take. I don't even know why you gave him the time of day in reading that, but I think you wanted to highlight how ridiculous this online shaming has become and what we've been reading and seeing over the past week because Gretzky went to a celebration of Trump's victory. I mean, by the way,
it's just gotten to the point here where people need to realize we cannot just cancel everything. You know what I mean? And if one person does something, that doesn't mean everybody's doing it. So, just to name some other things, Wayne, really quick. Order of Canada in 84. And even in 09, he was promoted to the Companion of the Order of Canada, which is, the highest recognition. He's on the Canada Walk of Fame. He has a Hollywood star. He has an honorary doctorate from the University of Alberta. He has a statue in front of our arena. Torchbearer at the Olympics, Ronald McDonald House Charity, Sick Kids Foundation, Alzheimer's Awareness, Make-A-Wish Foundation, celebrity golf tournaments, Wayne Gretzky Classic. I mean, the list goes on and on and on, and again, it's amazing that something like that, which in a free and democratic society, nobody should be saying nothing. But
of course not.
People want to jump online and go and say that. So, at Frozen Oil, again, we're a hockey channel, but, I'm
gonna call this bullshit out. Like when
it's insane. It's insane. So, anyways, that's pretty much what we wanted to talk about today, and hope we can get your thoughts and comments on that. Thanks, Wayne, for taking the time to do this episode. Really appreciate it. I want to remind everyone, if you haven't, please take this moment to like or subscribe to our channel. It would really help the channel out. And that's pretty much it for today's episode, Wayne.
Yeah, it helps us continue to call out more silly, terrible takes.
Yeah, exactly.